I feel like this whole time, I'm checking the hat, I'm checking the shirt, framing, making sure my lighting is good, trying to make sure I'm talking to her from. I don't even know if that's my best. Wait, maybe that's the best. Can we be normal? Can your inner circle? Can we send you selfies? Can we take a picture of our kid and be like, "Yo, look at Junior"? I mean, can we be normal, or should? Because I feel like we'd be intimidated by Superhuman Woman here, and she always critiquing my pictures. Like, can we be normal?
No, absolutely, be normal. I will say I am generally the photographer of the bunch, so.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I kind of thought most people would want you to always be the person that does things. So I'm glad that that's normal for you. I don't even know what to do. Oof, yeah. All right. Hey, she's not taking a picture of you right now, Donato. You're good. You're good. Everything is good right now. I don't know if my background is good. I had this background
is good. You've got some. It looks like you got some plants, some books.
Yeah.
Statues back there. Got some. You got nice color contrast happening. Yep.
Yeah. Got my blurred showing.
Yes. I was like, oh, is that a plant? Now I'm looking at it.
Is there anything better than a trip getting ready? Nope. For a long journey where our podcast released a new epi, searching for a fade fiend, new fixation. Giving this a subscribe is the same sensation. Started with the day ones, they gave us fuel to support the season. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here for a reason. Notification bells, text friends, all to let you know. Check your Bluetooth, connect, talking with Donato.
All right, welcome in everyone. Season 2, episode 46. Let a Figga know with our guest, Leta Harrison.
It's Leta.
Leta! Oh, my God. Getting off to a bad... And you go a long way to remind people how to pronounce it. And still, I do that. I think I'm going to leave that in anyway because it was wholesome and honest. And I just knew I had it. I was like, okay, I got the pun that I need to lead in. Okay. I am very, very sorry for that.
Okay. All good.
I mean, it does happen a lot, I am sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
What I would like to maybe start there. Where does your first name come from? I ain't never met another.
Yeah. So I was due to be released from the hospital. And I didn't have a name, so I was no name baby for a couple of days. And my grandmother did not like the original names that my mom picked out for me, and so she started looking in the baby book, and she saw Leta, and that's how I got my name. I got it from my grandma, but it means messenger of happiness.
Oh, Ant's got a meeting.
Yes.
I'm gonna mess that up. Now everybody, all the listeners like, man, how you gonna mess that up? Things beautiful. Messed it up. All right. Leta. Yeah, yes. Okay. I can't mess that up now. I won't mess it up now. Now I can't. All right. So Leta, very curious here. You and I have had a conversation before, but I still got to circle back because that thing was a little too short. Where are you from? I was trying to see if I could figure that out. Yeah. I don't think I have that. Where do you come from?
So I am from Washington, D.C.
Yo, you're a homegirl.
Huh?
I'm from Virginia.
Really? Okay, DMV.
Got that border love. All right.
I'm from Washington, D.C. Grew up in this city called Tacoma, which sits like right on the border of D.C. and Maryland.
Yep.
Went to Montgomery Blair High School, graduated 99, go Blazers. So that's where I'm from.
Wow. See that I should have just said it. Cause see what I was gonna do, because you look like a cousin of mine. I'll put that out there for everybody.
There you go. That's why. I
was gonna say you were from the crib, but that's because I kept leaning towards my cousin. And now I'm gonna have to run some things down at the end of this. I got the Google fingers. I gotta call a couple aunties and uncles and be like, hey, hold on now. Because everybody, what I'm thinking is your family was the one that got into a fight with everybody and said, well, we leaving Richmond and we going up north. So y'all that's probably what happened.
Yes. Probably.
We made y'all mad. And I was like, well, we going up north. We ain't like it down here anyway.
Yeah.
What would you say for anyone that's ever thought about going there? I met a lot of people that have not been to DC. For us in Virginia, it's always about that field trip. So we always took field trips. That was I guess that was the layup, the easy field trip for us in VA. But I'm just so shocked. Most people don't know. What would you say? Could you put on your tour guide hat and just give a couple reasons why somebody should come to DC?
Oh, well, it used to be considered Chocolate City, but not so much anymore. But I would say, I mean, obviously the museums are incredible. They're free. Most of them are free if you're looking to do things like that. But the food is excellent. I'm a foodie. And so, I don't have one specific spot. I think, there's a lot of places that you can go to and be, very happy about where you're at. And I would say the people are they're pretty dope. Like and what I mean by that is like there's this je ne sais quoi, like this panache and style that they have that
yes
you don't really see too much down here. Like people have their own thing down here, but it's not like back home. So
I also like to tell people I normally start with the people and then I go to music. I think you know where I'm going to go with the music, but for the people, I drop a couple stats and I say outside of Los Angeles, this has the highest percentage ratio per capita of people with advanced degrees of any area, that DMV area.
Yeah.
And I always shock people on that. And that actually is a good sell because everyone wants to think. So like you said, the big words that you said that I can't spell, they want that panache. They want that je ne sais quoi. They want that. They think, yeah, where's all the hip people, all the chic people at? Well, I just told you. So go visit.
Yeah.
Hey, Leta, some people listening to this don't know nothing about no cherry blossoms. They ain't even been to Japan.
I know.
So what would you say? Tell them about that.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful experience, honestly. It is absolutely breathtaking. And then the cultural programming that they have centered around it is always exciting to see. But yeah, I mean, I definitely took it for granted. When I was living there, and then as I've gone back home to visit, I'm doing all like the touristy things that I didn't do before. But it's like, here in Austin, we don't have that many museums. We don't have things like cherry blossoms. I mean, Austin has its own things to do and to see, but when you've grown up around that for such a long time and you don't actually get to enjoy it, you miss it.
Leta, that second thing that I always tell people about is the music. So when I say go, some people say, oh, I don't really do that. And this is what I don't get mad. But then I say this, do you remember a song? I mean, you have to play it sometimes. You remember a song by Salt and Pepper? It's your thing. I do what you want to do. I hit them with that. And then I also say, what about Rolling with Kid and Play? You like that song? And they be like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I play it.
That's good. That's a good reference.
So when I hit them with those two songs, they always be like, oh, I always like the how they come in with the drums. And then I got them. Mm-hmm. And then they always come back and say, you know what? maybe I should have.
Maybe I do like go a little bit.
Yes. Yes. Did you have to carry that torch? Like, did you find yourself when you left that area and maybe something came on or you were playing something, you driving, you got your friend over to your right and they're like, what you doing? What is that? Did you ever have to explain or offer it to people?
No, it's funny. So while I really love music, it's not like I share it sometimes with people and not and just like see how they react and if they love it, great. If not, that's okay. Um, Go-Go is something that's a little bit different. So I know not everybody's gonna enjoy it, but me personally, I really enjoy I really enjoy a little backyard band, especially when I
Oh,
need to get motivated. And I have friends here that are from the DMV, and we always go back and forth about, our love for go-go and all that. So I don't really have those issues.
this probably happens to you a lot because as Americans, a lot of us don't travel. We don't step outside of our comfort zones, as you said, and you and I both agreed. A lot of people don't want to go over to DC even to visit, even though they've heard of it, but they're not interested.
Yeah.
How many times people kind of confuse you with being from Baltimore?
They don't.
Okay.
They don't. Because
Okay.
you know why? Because I don't have that accent.
Oh, wait. Okay, hold on.
You know
When
what
you
I'm talking about. You know that Baltimore accent I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
well, I gotta ask you a couple words here. Can you say that this joint is mine?
This joint is mine.
Um, can you say? Did you see that joint over there?
Did you see that joint over there?
Okay, all right, okay. Hey, wow, you're eclectic. You have a true vernacular
Yes.
because that joint, right? Yeah. Um, have you ever referred to anybody as Shawty?
Um, not no. No, that's not really one of my words.
Okay, like,
No.
look, I like that you you're not a product of your environment as the rest of us. We can't break free. And there's some things that carry over. And
Yeah.
a lot of people always ask me, hey, where are you from? Because you ain't from, you and I, we're here in Austin, Texas. And they were like, you ain't from here.
Yeah, from Texas. I mean, I'm picking up a little bit of a twang, I would say. I got a little bit, I can also hear like the DC when I say
Oh,
certain things. Yeah.
okay. All right. All right.
And that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, we are those things that give us that experience in life and we choose to keep some things. I really like I really like when I have someone from Baltimore, someone from Maryland, someone from DC, someone from Virginia, because when I say certain little things, they get it. And I feel like that kinship is there. That
Yeah.
DMV connect. It feels different. It hits
Yeah.
different for me. For me. So I
Yeah.
really like it when I get that opportunity. I I want to get into some of the other stuff. I'm going to come back to a little bit about why we started this.
Okay.
How did you first get interested in photography?
Oh man.
There's got to be like an origin story.
There is a
Uh,
origin. It keeps developing actually.
oh, this is great.
Yeah, so I used to work at this. Am I allowed to say retailers' names on here?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I used to work at the Container Store many years ago,
Yeah.
and I you got work friends and work husbands and all these other
Oh,
things. So I
yeah.
had like these, I guess I would call them, well, one in particular was my work husband. Shout out to
Yeah.
Josh.
Uh-huh.
Um, but we would go hiking on our days off, and we would hike abandoned places. At one point, we hiked an abandoned psychiatric hospital. Like we would just go to all these places, but these guys would take their cameras with them, and so I'd get to see, you know, the images that they would take, and was really like intrigued by what they were doing. So I finally was like, man, I just need to go ahead and get a camera. Like I was, you know, doing stuff on my phone, taking pictures on my phone, and I got a really good response by, you know, just sharing photos on Instagram throughout my phone. And I was just like, you know, it's time to get this camera. So I went and financed a camera, and, you know, I just wanted to learn as much as I could about photography
Yeah.
because I didn't know anything. I had always been around art, had always created art. Like I have a very artistic family. And I started connecting with nonprofit organizations in DC to say, hey, because they're, you know, they can't really pay you. And I wasn't really expecting it to get paid. I just wanted to learn. I was like, hey, I'll do your photography for free if you'll allow me to. And I just kept connecting with people. And the more people I shot for, you know, it just kind of opened up this network and started getting all these incredible opportunities. And then it was time to move to Austin. And when I
Oh,
didn't, and then when I moved here, I didn't do photography. I was like, it was not welcomed. I'll say that.
oh,
It was not welcomed. Yeah. I was in a not so great relationship.
okay.
I'll say that. I don't mind telling that story. And so it wasn't well supported. And so I was like, okay, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to focus on, you know, being mom and working and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
then we broke up. And I was like, well, I kind of missed
Mm,
this.
you got some free time.
Yeah, I got some free time. Let me start doing photos. And that's, you know, and like what you're seeing now is the evolution of the past 5 years. Like came here with like absolutely nothing, and it just evolved into something incredible.
I almost feel like you might have answered it, but I want to go back to a little bit of what you said. What was your biggest challenge as a beginner photographer? And can I offer something? Is it that imposter syndrome of, oh, that's not a good enough shot?
Editing was a big challenge. Was a huge.
Oh,
It
like
still is a.
making the decision on which one to use, even though so you got six of some of one item, and you're like,
Yes,
which
and
one do I use?
overshooting. Yes, and overshooting. Um, you know, there's like a whole bunch of technical stuff that you just kind of like. It's not just about, you know, pressing a button and,
Yeah.
you know, changing a little bit here and there. It's like there's a lot of math that goes into this. You have to understand.
Huh? What are
Yeah,
you talking about?
there's a
Angle?
lot of math in art. Oh yes.
What you pulling out a little protractor and be like, all right, I think I have a 74-degree angle as I look down at you. What are you
Sometimes
doing? Huh?
there are people there are photographers that, you know, that are able to put those equations together to get the shot that they're looking for. I am personally not that. I'm smart, but I'm not at that level. And
Okay.
I don't really want to be either.
Oh,
It
okay.
takes too much. It takes too much thought to have to do that. You know, I really want to just be able to flow when I'm capturing. Um but yeah, that editing is a beast. That
Mm.
I think that was the biggest challenge for me is learning that workflow, and even now it's still nuts.
Let me ask you a question from the person that you are capturing. What if I ain't got time, Lita, for you to be getting all these angles and lighting and all this stuff? Look, hey,
You
this
know
is taking a
what?
long time, girl. Your process taking a long time. Does that happen? Do you
No.
feel that happens? Oh,
No. I'm actually it's funny. My friend Kira, I forget, she calls me some name because I'm so quick. Like I'll get my setup done. I know exact because I know already know I have it in my mind what I want to capture. So I'm already like I've already gotten that part figured out. I All I have to do is look at you and get you to pose a certain way, and we don't have to do like every single thing. A photo shoot with me will probably be about an hour or two depending upon what what it is that you're doing, how many outfits you want, that sort of thing. And that hour or two will be just focused on you. It may not even take that long, you
Oh,
know? So yeah, I'm not a person that does that. Now, if I'm doing a project, that's something different. Cause then I can, I'll probably shoot for like, I don't know, 5 hours or something like that. If I'm doing a project like I did for Black Girls Don't Wear Red Lipstick. That that was a month-long shoot. So yeah, it was pretty intense. But there was a lot of women. There was a lot
yeah.
of women. There was a lot of traveling. But even in the session itself, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long to figure out what you want.
So, Lita, sometimes we always like to just like pigeonhole people or put labels on or call something something, and sometimes we rush to do that. Sometimes it's offensive. It's it's limiting. Kind of what you said. So if you're capturing me, that's maybe photography. But then there's Lita, the artist. What's the difference between the two? I know you're an artist. I know you're a
Oh,
photographer.
this is a
I don't
good
want to
question.
just, yeah.
Oh, I talked a little bit about this the other day, actually. And this is me, right? I see myself as more of an artist than I do a photographer.
Whoa.
But yes, because um there's a lot of people that are coining themselves these days to be photographers,
Yeah.
right? And that's fine. That's all good. But my style is not specific to what I'm looking at when I see these people calling themselves photographers. I feel like a lot of the photographers I'm seeing, with the exception of a few really great ones, it's about a side hustle, it's about the money, it's about, the glitz and glam that comes with photography. And what differentiates that is an artist will do this for free. If I knew that I didn't need to be paid from this,
Yeah.
I would do everything for free. I do stuff for free. I do stuff for free all the time. I do stuff at discounted rates.
Yeah.
Um I just really enjoy the process, right? I love, connecting with the person that I'm going to be capturing. I love picking up all the gear.
Yeah.
I love getting prepared for the shoot. I love setting up the lighting. I love every single bit of it, even the editing sometimes. Because like when you're editing, you get to see like, oh wow, these are great images, or wow, I should have captured this way, or man, maybe
Uh,
I can do that thing for next time. So that's why I feel like I'm an artist versus just a photographer.
okay. Okay. I
Does
feel
that make
I
sense?
feel like I feel like oh yeah, it does. It
Okay.
does. Oh, you killed that. But it also makes me think of another thing. I feel like I'm really negative though. I got I got some positivity, but while we're on this vein, what if we're not all as high self-esteem centered as we should be? Our confidence isn't where it should be, and you just took some stuff and nah, I don't really like that. I don't like that, leader. That's not really flowing for me. Does that happen? And I don't
Oh
mean to say it.
yeah.
Okay, good. How do you handle that?
Um, well, there's two ways that I've handled this. Um, because this happened last year. And it really helped me guide my process. When the person told me they did not like my photos or the photos that I created for them, it wasn't a a positive exchange. It was more, I felt like it was more, you know, targeting me. Like I
Uh,
and I was really trying not to like think so critically or be sensitive because I really did want the feedback, but I
Yeah.
think it was the verbiage used and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I took it as feedback and I said, okay, I'm going to make sure that I understand exactly what this person wants. So I have
Yeah.
a whole list of questions to understand how I need to shoot these things. And, in an instance like that, I offered a refund. I
Yeah.
also offered a reshoot, and they did not take the reshoot, but they did want the refund. So it's all good.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that. That's not. That's okay. You know what?
It's
No.
fine.
I first of all, you offered a refund, so that tells me all I need to know about you. Taking the high road, being the bigger person. It's just that was a very sad ending for me personally because let's do it again. Okay, what specifically don't you like? Oh, when I did take off my jacket and I had on the shirt, my stomach was hanging out. All right, next time, let me know when you're gonna take the picture so I could suck it in right quick. I mean, like
Yeah.
I would give you the opportunity, whatever I specifically didn't like, but okay, all right, that was what they did. I heard what you said that some of your biggest challenges. How'd you overcome these challenges? Because some of us don't
Hmm.
ever overcome these. We push them down the road, or
Yeah.
maybe you had I don't know. Did someone have to have an intervention? And it's like, girl, stop. You good? You get past that. How'd you overcome?
Mhm. Usually, and this is just with anything I do, I just do it. I just do it, and if it's going to be great, great. If not, then we'll figure something else out. But I do a lot, and I generally do a lot with a little,
Yeah.
and I do stuff scared, I do stuff tired. I just do it. I really try not to make an excuse for it. And if I know like I physically cannot do it, I'm honest with myself and I don't beat myself up about not being able to
Oh,
do the thing. Yeah.
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 Cuz I'm a human. I'm not a superhuman.
No, that sounds pretty superhuman. Like, allow me to judge. Um, when I asked you the question, I said some of us don't get past it, and you said no. Leta, keep on pushing right on through, like you're a robot. Like stuff
Hmm.
is hitting you in the face, and you're like, I gotta keep going. Like the rest of us don't do that. Think, oh, I got hit in the eye. Oh, can't do it. Hey, we stop it right now. But you just keep plowing. Yeah, that's superhuman, woman. Just need you to know that we don't all do that.
I don't know if that's a
Nah.
good or bad thing though.
We look for just about any excuse to stop things sometimes.
Yeah.
We caught a cramp. You sound like you gonna cut that leg off. You catch a cramp in that leg and keep on hopping.
Man. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know.
but like
I
I said,
mean,
I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's always a good thing to like always push through. And like I said before, I've gotten a lot better where it's just like I cannot do this thing. I just have to give it up, and
yeah,
come back to it maybe. Come back to it later on and see if I can do something different. And I will say in doing that, usually the outcome is a lot better when I just say, okay, this is not working out.
oh,
I'm gonna figure this out later on. I'm gonna put this to the side. We're gonna put it on the shelf, and then we're gonna come back to it, and then I'll have a different outlook. And I've done that with projects. I've done that with old photos.
yeah.
Life things.
Hmm?
So
Leta, can we be normal around you? Because I feel like this whole time, I'm checking the hat, I'm checking the shirt, framing, making sure my lighting is good, trying to make sure I'm talking to her from. I don't even know if that's my best. Wait, maybe that's the best. I can we be normal? Can your
yes.
inner circle? Can we send you selfies? Can we take a picture of our kid and be like, "Yo, look at Junior"? I mean, can we be normal, or should because I feel like we'd be intimidated by superhuman woman here, and she always critiquing my pictures. Like, can we be normal?
No, absolutely. Absolutely be normal. I will say I am generally the photographer of the bunch, so
Oh, okay, good.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I kind of thought most people would want you to always be the person that does things. So I'm glad that that's normal for you. I don't even know what to do. Oof, yeah. All right. Hey, she's not taking a picture of you right now, Donato. You're good. You're good. Everything is good right now. I don't know if my background is good. I had this
Your
background.
background is good. You've got some. It looks like you got some plants, some books.
Yeah.
Statues back there. Got some. Yep. You got nice color contrast happening. Yep.
Yeah. Got my blurred showing.
Yes. I was like, oh, is that a plant? Now I'm looking at it. It's Yoda.
Yeah. A life-size version. That's how big of a blurred I am. What was your biggest breakthrough moment in your career? Like when you got to that point and you said, your girl done made it. Like I'm doing the damn thing. Like, and that doesn't mean it still can't happen, but there are rest stops. There are high points in life that makes us feel really good. And I was just kind of wondering, what was that one for you so far?
I would say after the second exhibit that I did here, when I saw my exhibit in KUT.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's pretty dog.
Yeah,
that's that made me feel good.
Yeah.
So when you started, I know you kind of mentioned it at the beginning in your origin story, but who are your biggest inspirations in the photography world?
Yeah.
Just where that is for you.
Gordon Parks for sure.
Oh.
There is a not so well known street photographer named Vivian Meyer. If you don't know her story, you should look her up. And then Carrie Mae Weems.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. We all got some. We're gonna get these Google fingers working.
Do some research.
We're gonna come into your world. And then next time I see you, I'm be like, yeah, Carrie Mary, boy, I'm telling you. That 1986 piece was amazing, right? Donato, she's only started creating in the 2000s. Oh, well, no, what I'm saying is it made me think of 1986. Which brings me to the next point. Do we all have to be smart around you? Like, what if I don't know and I can't name people? Like, if I come to your exhibit and I'm like, yo, this is hot. And you're like, that's all you got, brother? Like, are we supposed to be at a different place when we know you?
No. I just and I tell people this even when I'm shooting, like, come as you are. Like, don't, and I don't do a whole lot of Photoshop. I'm not that kind of lady. I'm not nipping and tucking and evening out, doing all the evening out and all this. I'm not doing all that. I'm just not doing all that because I want to capture people as they are. And so I expect that people, do the same when they're around me. Like, you don't have to be anything that you're not. I'm a regular person, just like everybody else.
Kinda.
A lot of.
First of all, when you're an artist, you're already not normal. But I get what you're saying. Kinda. But what advice would you give to aspiring photographers? Those of us who we're just doing some weekend on our trail hike. We saw this bunny rabbit and we took it and we're just so proud of that. but we like I was telling you before, we may not have the self-esteem, the confidence to try to really go down that path like you.
Yeah.
How would you get us to a good point to 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 make that move?
Yeah. There's a couple things with this. So I would say to anybody, just keep shooting, keep capturing things.
Yeah.
When I was doing this at the beginning, I also have a lot of photographer friends, a lot of incredible photographer friends.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things is just like take your camera out when you're, out with your kids, even if you're just capturing like landscapes or trees or what, just practice, practice. And you get to decide whether or not you want to showcase your work or if you want it to be personal. That's a decision that you will ultimately make. So if you decide, okay, I really want to showcase all these trees that I've captured, all of this, stuff, just do it. Just do it. Do not think so much about how you're going to do it. Just do it. Just connect with people that are doing the thing that you want to do. And usually when you do that, those people will help you do the thing that you're looking to do. That is exactly what happened to me. Like, I didn't think too much about it. I said, okay, I want to exhibit my work. And it happened. And the people that needed to help me, they just showed up. They literally just showed up. I presented an idea. They said, we love this idea. Do you have any photos for this yet? No. So I went and I captured all this stuff. And then I put it into the exhibit. And I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but my first show, so I've only exhibited 3 times in my life. One was at a raw showcase in DC, like large exhibits. And then the last 2 times was here in Texas. So I exhibited at the Carver Museum
Oh.
and at the Austin Public Library.
Hey.
Yeah. And that's big. Those
Yeah.
are big places now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But the people that needed to help me were there. They just showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought something up. Can I lay on your couch for a quick second? Can you put on your artist,
Put my
photography,
glasses
therapist
on?
hat?
No, they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. So I got this friend, right? And he went to the University of West Virginia. He majored in no, well, he's an arborist.
Okay.
I can't remember, but maybe botany. I don't know what he majored in now that I think about it. Anyway, the boy likes trees. I like trees. I guess I like nature, but he's my tree guy, right? I got 2 tree guys, which is, I don't know if I should brag about that. So let's say I'm walking along here in Texas and I see this beautiful old tree. It's all big and massive and the limbs. And so I'm trying to take pictures to send these to. And I never feel like I can capture the essence of what I'm looking at. Like the pictures just seem, if I'm too far away or if I zoom in too tight, you can't see just how massive. How do some of us get to the point? I'm not an aspiring photographer, but in that same vein, how can a person just finally be happy with a damn picture? Because I'm almost like never happy, and I've probably sent them 40 pictures over the last few years. I'm never happy.
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what that happiness would look like for you. But I guess if I had to answer this, um what's the story that you're trying to tell in the picture? What do you want people to see? And usually that's how I know that I have a good picture.
Yeah.
I'm, you know, I'm properly conveying an emotion that's happening in a picture that I'm taking. Boom, I landed the picture. If I
Yeah.
don't get it, then I'll try to find something that's close to it.
No.
So it's about the story.
Yeah.
It's really about the story and what you want the picture to say.
Oh, let me back up. I should have said this at the beginning. It's so embarrassing. This was a free therapy session. Just wanted you to know, I'm not, because I feel like you just gave me a breakthrough there. But then I thought, hey, she gonna want some money for that. This was a free therapy session,
No,
pro
it's all
bono, if you
good.
will, pro
It's all
bono.
good. This
No,
is
but I get that.
this
That
is
sounds
nonstop.
that sounds so enlightening for me. Yeah, what is the story? And I guess generally it is the size. Okay, so to that same point, because when you said that, I'm thinking, all right, so maybe I need to start putting people in it or put myself in the picture as a point of reference. Do
Maybe.
you find sometimes that you've got to add things to a picture to enhance? Like if you're taking a picture of me today and I show up, my fraternity, these are my fraternity colors. It's also my favorite color. And so I got on this red shirt. I got that red underbrim. So do you say, I definitely can't shoot him around nothing else red? There's a little too much going on. Let's push him towards something else. So do you have to do that as well?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So I would say the most helpful thing in doing this is understanding how colors work. And I said, earlier in this conversation, I said that I'm an artist. And so that's tapping into that. So I know that there are specific colors that look good with red. And sometimes even when people wear red, if you shoot it black and white, it comes out, nicely. Like people don't know, how those things work. And so I think about that a lot, actually. And I think the one thing that I do a lot is, how would this image look in black and white? That's like kind of like my go-to, because I love black and white photography. Love it. And so I'm like, man, how would this look in black and white?
Wait a minute. I gotta come back. Do you tell people in advance? Okay, because you said earlier you kind of can just look at people. So if you're looking at me right now, and I'm sorry you had to look at me for 40 straight, hey, that's the face my mama gave me. But you're looking at me, you say, you know what? I think that brother would pop with some yellow. So then is there a pre-consultation? And then you're telling me, hey, the day, if we're gonna be outside or you're coming to a studio or whatever, bring some yellow. You got any yellow? Or do you just let me show up what I think I look good in? And then
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
No. So what I do is I usually do like a outfit pre-screening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Girl, you hurting people's feelings.
No,
Because I know they're like, oh, she gonna like this. What you mean? Wait, I can't bring this? Girl, I bought this when I was in Italy.
It's actually a good thing. I want people to understand that you want your photographer to give you that creative direction, because especially if you have a very specific look or feel or image in mind, you want to look good. And so I would be doing a disservice if I didn't, do the outfit pre-screening to say, hey, no, we probably shouldn't wear this.
All right. I still think I'm throwing some attitude or something right there.
You know what though? So I said something earlier about come as you are. So I want to clarify that, because that could be confusing in this. When I have a pre-scheduled shoot, okay, there's a different process. Remember how I talked about the person not liking their photos and how I learned a lot from that? That was one of those things. The come as you are is in relation to, just because you know I'm a photographer, you don't have to like put on. You can
Oh,
just like, like if I am doing some street photography and I want you in my photo or something like that, I want you to, I want you to be who you are, but it does stay true to whatever I'm doing. Like I just don't deal with Photoshop. Like I can do it, but I don't want to, because I want people to see themselves, like to really see themselves versus an airbrushed or filtered version of themselves. And I'm capturing time. I'm literally taking a piece of time and making a still image of that place and time for you
yeah,
to look at for the rest of your life.
yeah. You make me think that in that pre-consultation, a lot of times you're telling people, I don't want big gaudy labels so for instance, this entire time, let me tell you how cool I am, Leta. Hopefully you'll agree. I was hoping you'd notice the shirt that I'm wearing today. Boom.
Is that Wizards?
No
Okay.
doubt, no doubt. I'm through and through. I'm through and through with it while I'm living in Austin, repping.
Right?
But maybe at that pre-consult, you say, man, we don't want labels. We don't want that big Nike check mark shirt that you think you like. Is that something you have to do? Because some of us are empowered by these labels, and then you're trying to take them out. I think
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah. And I'll say this too. I'm not for everybody. I mean, there are some people that will do whatever you want.
Uh-huh.
But going back to that, my thought about, what makes an artist and a photographer two different things. That is, I'm crafting this. This is a piece of work that I am crafting. And I understand, like, people, love their stuff. But if you're coming to me for a specific experience, in my experience and my expertise, um, you know, you're gonna be asked not to wear those things, because I
Yeah.
want you to have a good image. You're paying me, you're consulting me, whatever, because you like my vision. And so
Yeah.
that is not my vision.
What? Hey, you broke that down and explained it.
Yeah.
I think we need to know that. Although you had us at, I'm not for everybody. I was
I'm
just like, man,
not.
next question.
I'm not. And but I can say that. I can say that confidently now, because at one point in my life, I was, and everybody goes through this, I was doing things for other people. I
Yeah.
was doing whatever other people wanted me to do, instead of finding my own vision, finding my own voice, and really standing on business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't, I'm okay with the fact that I'm not for everybody.
So that brings me to a question I had. I'm going to skip down to that one because so you mentioned that there are some people that use angles and you said that there's math. So what I had here was, how do you balance creativity and technical skills in your work?
Ooh. Well, you got to kind of know what you're doing. Like I said, you got to understand what an f-stop is, and all these other things. You got to understand what these terminologies are. And for a long time, let me tell you, I did not know. I used to get so confused when I first started out. I used to get really, really confused by all of the technical terms. But then I had a season where I wasn't doing much of anything. I just was really trying to learn.
Yeah.
And so, I took that time to learn the technical aspects, so that I could understand, how to enhance my creativity. Because we're all like, and I tell people all the time, everybody is creative. Like if you are, especially if you are a person who has lived in poverty, you are creative. You are probably one of the most creative people there are. You know, like,
Facts.
yeah,
Facts.
right. And so,
Make it work.
yes, make it work. Exactly. So, you know, having that understanding, because like the creativity is the juice, and the skill is the picture and the ingredients and the this and that to help you get to enhance that creativity. That's how you balance the two out. And I'm still not a technical photographer. I don't really I don't really like that. Like I like
Yeah.
in some of my images, I do like motion blur and when things are a little bit out of focus, because again, you're going to that part of the storytelling or the emotion that you're trying to convey.
Yeah. Let's just say it all fell down. This is a hypothetical. It all fell down.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really get to be the artist no more. You got to
Yeah.
be a photographer, just to eat, just to pay the bills. Would you like to be able to tell us which photographer? Like in my mind, I thought you would be a sports photographer. We got you at the baseline of the basketball game. Somebody just came through, sweat dripping on you as you're celebrating. But that's where you at. You got it. But if you had to, this sounds weird. If you had to go straight,
Right.
what would you do? Like, what would be the job you would have to take?
Man. So I'd be a photojournalist because I do a little bit of that now.
Oh,
That's like, that is my dream job. They were talking about like doing stuff in that way, probably photojournalism, and then sports photography for sure, concert photography.
oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's the rock star life right there.
Right.
Oh yeah, I gotta go do Eminem. I gotta do the Eminem show tonight. Can't hang out with you tonight, Don. I gotta go do that.
Yep.
Can I carry your bags?
Right. Can I carry your bags?
Can I drive you there at least and pick you up? I'm just gonna carry your stuff for you. How do you market your photography services or your artistry?
That's a good one.
It seems like it's a hard sell to be like, hey, you want me to capture you? Like I feel like you got this long black trench coat. People come out of the club, you standing in the alleyway, smoking on a cigarette. They walk past, you throw it down. Hey. Y'all want to get some pictures? How close am I?
You're not close at all.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
I am horrible at this.
I would say I don't market. I'll throw out specials every now and then, but for people to find me, it's usually like word of mouth.
Oh.
Yeah. It's usually word of mouth. Like after the exhibit happened, definitely got a lot of inquiry and business. And I also just like I put myself in different spaces. Like I have corporate clients to do events and their headshots, and then I'm part of a wonderful 2A community, and I get to do a lot of fun gun events. So I get to meet different people. You'd be surprised who you meet. That's how I started doing wedding photography.
Yeah.
So it's really putting yourself in different spaces, and back to that point, you just got to say yes, and you got to do it. You got to do the things.
It feels like we all are caught up in this sometimes. So for you, how do you stay up to date on the latest trends and technologies in photography?
Mm-hmm. Talk to my photographer friends.
Okay.
I'll do some research here and there. Um, I'm not a big labels person. I'm not like, oh, I need the new Sony or I need the new
Oh,
Nikon. I'm not one of those. I see what people are shooting with. I ask questions.
okay.
Sometimes I'll participate in like street meets. Some photographers don't really like the street meets, but I like them because it's a networking opportunity where I get to ask those questions and um yeah, it's very passive. It's not like, I got to stay with the latest and the greatest. I will say connecting to like a specialty camera store is also a really good reference point. So I use either the Camera Exchange or Precision.
Yeah.
And they have classes. They have a lot of classes at Precision where you can, learn that stuff. They have people there that will answer your questions. They want to, see, help you see your project through. So, you can go in there and talk to them about your vision. They'll tell you the lenses that you need,
Yeah.
the type of memory card you need, like everything that you need to know. And that's usually how I just, stay on the up and up, but it's not intense.
You all see, superwoman. You see, you all progressive because I would have thought, and this is bad. This is where I offend you, but we're 54 minutes in, so I made it most of the way without offending you. I would have thought you'd be like a dinosaur, right? Like I said, most of us. How many people really step out of their comfort zone
That's
and
fair.
say, "Let me stay up"? Because I think over this amount of time, you've had this and you're comfortable with this and you like this. But now there's some newfangled way and you side eyeing it the whole time. But all right, man, let me see what they're doing with this new. That's why. But I like the way you broke it down. But you're progressive.
Yeah,
That's the difference I see there. You're not a dinosaur.
I'm
You ain't
not.
gonna go extinct.
Not at all. Not at all. And like the primary camera that I use is pretty old, but I've shot with newer things.
Yeah.
It's it really about, yes, expensive cameras do wonderful. They capture wonderful images. I'm not going to discredit that. But it is really using that creativity and using that technical skill set to use the tool that you need to get the job done. And like in my opinion too, like different cameras do different things. Like Sony's
Yeah.
are really great for weddings, Nikons are great for action photography, Canons are really good for portraiture. And there's so many different more. The Fuji series film cameras are incredible. Like there's just so much. But I just try different things and keep it moving.
This will be the last question. And thanks again for joining us today. This flew by. I even skipped some questions here, but that's cool. That means I can
Yeah.
bring you back at a later date.
Okay.
So what I kind of wanted to know was, can you tell us about your latest project or body of work?
Yeah. So it's so funny because yesterday I met with my mentee to iron out what we're going to be doing for the new year.
Yeah.
I don't really have a desire to work by myself anymore. I
Oh,
think that I think working with a team and partnering with someone on projects is more impactful and it lightens the load of things.
so
Um,
if only you knew like a strong guy to help you for your next Eminem concert to carry stuff.
I'll
If
let you
only
know.
that way. Okay. Whew. I don't know if I could have held that much longer. Got a cramp on my
I'll let
back now.
I'll let
Oh.
you know. I'll let you know. No, but we're gonna be doing some actual photography workshops. We're working on one here in Austin, Then we're gonna go to Houston, and then we're gonna go to Dallas. So it'll be like a 3-part programming series, and then I'm working with Maria Spence Brown. She has an organization called Hearts to Heal, and so we're going to be working on a big project with her. And then I have a self-portrait series that I'm going to be starting in the new year, and that won't actually be released until 2026 because it is a very deep storytelling component, and it just takes time, and it's about me. And so I just have to, yeah, it's going to be it's going to be pretty big. It's going to be pretty big. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on.
Why are you taking pictures of yourself though? Here's a question. Here's the follow up to that. Here's the follow up to that. What if, and I don't think this will be offensive. So you're a very pretty lady. What if a person is good looking and like probably should take more pictures of them and capture themselves, sort of like what you're saying, and they almost like maybe never do that? How are you going to get people to understand? You said this is a self-portrait series.
Yeah.
This sounds great, but how are you going to edit that? Maybe this is why you got to get some other people.
Yes and no. Yes and no. So for specific images that I'm considering, I just need someone there to press the button.
Okay.
With other things, like, you can set a timer on the camera and it'll just capture it that way. But historically I've been a pretty private person, and that's all fine and good. And I'm not, I'm certainly not, this is not like a tell-all, but it is like a little bit more vulnerable. I am going to, show a lot more vulnerability than I normally have. And I was actually inspired by my mentee to do this. He recently did a similar project, and I was just like, man, I haven't done anything like this, and why not?
Nope.
I'm capturing all these people.
You walking right into where I was going. You're like,
why
hey,
can't I be the focal point?
There's some photos of me out there. Like I got this thing.
Yeah.
So man, you don't have to say anything, but it feels like. So are we gonna get like I woke up like this, like a first thing in the morning, wipe the coal out with my eye, see who's this page of me and why? Like, do we gonna get that one? We gonna get the. I mean, because it almost seems like you stunting on us. See, Leta, we don't like you at the end of this because you're just showing us. I woke up like this, like literally. I want y'all to know, bam, or this is the end of a long, hard day. Face. I'm about to lay this thing down. I feel like I'm excited. Like this sounds really cool. I'm sorry for your mentee who's done this already. It's the first I've ever heard of it, and I'm pretty excited. Which is, I know I gave you the last question, but this is really cool. It sounds amazing. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. Were there any things, Leta, that you wanted to cover that maybe we didn't get to? Like, oh, I wanted to talk about this, or I wanted to talk about that. I want to make sure we cover that. You're in Texas, so we don't want to leave any bullets in your 6-shooter there.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. You said I can come as IR, and I'm corny.
Yes, you are.
But were there any things that you would have liked to have covered? You said some uplifting things. I don't know if you know that, but like the whole time you're talking, I'm thinking, I don't know, this sounds really crass, but I was like, man, she got to take her master class to the hood. There's some young brothers and sisters out there that should know that there are other
Maybe.
opportunities, some things to think about.
Yeah.
You know, like I see there's poetry classes, there's spoken word classes that people put on at the library, you know, like things like that. And so you just make me think of all these things over this time, but
Yeah.
just
I
kind
appreciate
of curious
that.
if there was anything that you want to cover.
Do I have anything? I don't think so. Like I said, I didn't really have any expectations going into this. I definitely thought this was going to be like a, I don't know, like a tell-all interview. You know, so I just was like, I'm just gonna go into this and see what happens.
Yeah, no, that's the second one. That's the one where I start off. So, Leta, how many hearts have you broken?
Oh,
Hey, what about Rodney back in high school? Girl, you know that dude liked you. Why couldn't Rodney be your first choice to the prom? Why you go with Craig and him? That's the second episode, not this one though. Hey, Leta, this was so much fun. And I just want to say thank you for talking with Donata.